Welcome back to Quackshot, and we're finishing in this part. So, and Deji's joining us.
Quick question: was the Transylvania level connected to the DuckTales?
Sadly, no.
No.
We killed Dracula.
There you go. There you go, Dwebs. That's what the Viking green plunger is for flying. You attach it to birds.
Flying.
Yes. You attach it to birds.
I believe that a duck can fly.
So basically, all I have to do, get my plunger, go to my nearest park, put it on a bird, and it'll fly me.
But remember, it has to be a green plunger. Yeah. It has to be a green plunger. Remember?
So you have to
buy red one.
Yeah, I think we can only buy red ones, unfortunately.
Well, in that case, you can climb walls, but you can't fly.
Well, it doesn't do me much good unless I can want to pretend I'm Spider-Man.
Alright, okay. Remember the ice physics that we were talking about in the last part? Well, now we have to do precision platforming with ice physics.
Oh,
goody!
It's one of my favorite things
On
any game
platforms,
ever.
it also are threatening to dodge and basically get into the water. Charming.
I don't know, Pedro. This looks more tolerable than that bit in Harry Potter.
Well, I never said I never said this was the worst instance of this particular thing.
Yeah, just that these ice physics looks way better than the one of Crash.
Oh, and now we have an even smaller platform! Yay!
Yay!
So I guess in those killer whales are instant death.
Basically, guys, this is gonna be hilarious because, as you can see, I'm taking my sweet time and being incredibly careful to make sure I don't fall.
Be careful, Pedro. You're on thin ice.
Be careful not to fall here. Anyway.
You falling.
Anyway, and here's the interesting thing, as you're about to see in a moment, I'm actually going to fall right at the end, and then I get angry, and then
That's the worst.
And
That's always the worst.
and then I get angry and decide to just book it. So let's see how this goes, shall we?
Okay, raising platforms now.
Yes.
Why did you spoil it?
It's not that big of a deal, Bibbs, honestly.
Eventually, I get so frustrated
But
with a section of a game, I end up booking it too. So.
That, if you remember at least Crash 2 as ice physics with practically fucked up momentum.
Cold hard crash.
Fuck!
The way you build up is insane.
Okay,
for something I love that series. I have almost zero experience.
There you go. Now I'm angry as fuck right now, so fuck it. Let's go! Fuck.
Oh.
Watch out for the
fantastic stars.
Yeah.
There you go. Now I'm not even being careful. I'm just gonna book it. Let's go!
Speed run time, I guess.
Go, quack, go, Quackshot. You're sad there's more racing in this than Speed Racer.
There we go.
Also, random racing platforms, I don't understand things.
Because platforming too. And there you go, I actually did it this time.
Oh, that actually worked out better than being...
Oh, and I glue.
So that's the moral of the story then. Just rush through ice.
Yes. Because clearly that's the right thing to do.
Disney, family friendly. Boing.
Alright, so what's next? Oh, you had to break those?
Yes, with bubbles.
For a second, I thought you said we have to break into the igloos like a criminal.
Tail.
Or something.
Tail, don't you know that you're supposed to use bubbles to break ice?
Silly me, I must have forgot.
Well, it's like in Superman 64
Oh,
where
just
you have to
plunger into a seal's ass.
Not just that, the frame rate always goes to shit in this section, and it's always this section only. I don't understand why.
I was gonna say, it's like what you guys said earlier. It's like in Superman 64, where you apparently stop tornadoes with ice breath.
Yeah, since you're freezing air...
Yeah, technically it makes sense. Superman did that before in the comics.
So that's
I mean, and Weebs, remember, well, you don't remember, but basically let me tell you, during stuff like the Silver Age, Superman did much weirder things. You have no idea.
So the one time Superman was accurate in that game is just doing a side mission. No, it's not. It's not a side mission. It's mandatory.
All
What
right,
talking about?
let's
Pretty
keep.
much anything in Sugi 64 is mandatory. With
I really have to wonder how the hell Captain Useless managed to get his diary somewhere in here.
I have no idea.
The diary flew here.
Wait, Pedro, you've played Kingdom Hearts. You should know how
There
this
you go. We found it. Donald takes the Viking
The
diary.
Viking diary.
This apparently will lead us to the final treasure.
And the narrator, by the way, it was. Anyway, you're already playing Donald, come on. Anyway, moving on. Now that we got the diary, we should be able to... Here's the interesting thing. If you try reading the diary now, you will tell it's too dark to read. And it forces you to go back up here.
Did
Why?
you bring a flashlight with you?
And cutscene.
That's a strange mechanic.
Donald, if you want to save your nephews, you'd better give me that treasure map and diary. Hey, Pete.
Nah, let him die.
Help,
It's okay.
Uncle Donald! Help!
Let him die.
How did you get
Jesus,
captured again? Okay, I'll do it. Give me the boys.
Wait, did he?
Yep, he did.
Did he literally just...
We're sorry, Uncle Donald.
Let's hurry back to our airplane and chase after Pete to take back the diary and map.
Alright, we're going straight to Pete's hideout. Which we somehow know where it is. So don't ask me why, we just know.
Follow
It's
Pete. It's Pete. It's not. He's not good at hiding things.
Wow.
No, he's not
You know-
very subtle, honestly.
Well, yeah.
Doing all these high-pitched rolls over the years for our group. Well, it's true. I actually do sound more high-pitched than Shiroi.
Anyway, from this point on, the game will stop being non-linear. From now on, it's only 2 more levels, and we're going to do them one after the other.
It's actually making me question a lot.
So,
Anyway.
so for now on, it takes more the shape of a traditional platformer. We're just going from one level to another without any hubs or choices in between.
Also,
If you have a
pure-
habit of speaking in a high-pitched voice, you will actually increase your range by doing that somewhat, so...
Yeah. It's happened more often since I joined the group.
You were saying to?
No, basically to mostly Dej and Dweebs, in case maybe you don't know. In case you may find the choice of using Pete as an antagonist for Donald in this game a bit weird, since he was mostly associated instead with Mickey. That's probably a throwback to early 1940s cartoon, where Donald was really paired up with Pete, especially in propaganda cartoons about the war. And since they were really successful, Disney always had them referenced somehow in there.
Usually in the comics, both Scrooge and Donald usually have trouble with the Beagle Boys instead of
Yeah.
Oh boy, this section. Okay, so this platforming session is about these floating platforms with fans that stretch
Straight
back.
on Mega Man.
That stretch back and forth, and you have to basically jump from one group to another. What kind of hideout is this?
Something a Mega Man villain will be.
Yeah, how does Pete and his goons even get around in here?
I've got me imagining T.O. Pete, man.
Maybe they have an alternate route for them?
I forgot.
specifically?
I've forgotten. Did Capcom make this game?
No, Sega did.
Virgin Sega.
Oh, Sega. all
Well,
right.
actually, Theo, Virgin didn't make this one.
Oh,
any
confused. I got confused because it was just rendering the.
Virgin usually always made the movie licensed ones. This,
True.
like for example,
Like
Virgin made Hook, for example.
So in this case, this is the closest Richard Branson has ever got to Disney.
No,
Virgin
not
was actually one of my favorite developers back in the 90s. They made some really awesome licensed games in general.
I think Virgin also published a few. I know they published the Bomberman PS1 game.
I actually know Virgin about the fact that they. I think. Well, I don't know if.
Did you die?
Yeah.
I think so. It was a jump pad. But basically, I don't know if it was also in your countries, but it was also. But in my Virgin was also heavily involved with the music records.
It's a Koopa Troopa with a boxing glove.
Virgin do pretty much everything. They do trains round here.
Okay.
So when's Virgin Galactic
And
coming?
mobile network as well.
Sorry,
TV.
Dave, you were asking?
Yep.
When's Virgin Galactic happening?
In about 10 years, maybe.
Maybe.
Anyway, we have to
that
particular Pete Goon that you just saw, by the way. He's indestructible. He cannot be killed in any way, shape, or form. And he's always fat, but then he's flexing his muscles, and then he becomes fat again. It's weird. I don't know.
This really does feel like a Mega Man game with the sliding and...
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah, you have a point.
Probably took inspiration from that. Also, the non-linearity. Well, even though you still need to search items.
Anyway.
It's also interesting how this is the second Duck game where it does feel like Mega Man. First is Darkwing Duck.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
Well, Darkwing Duck was developed by Capcom, so there's that too.
Sure. So when are we doing
Darkwing
Mickey
Duck in that
Mania?
Disney Afternoon collection.
Eventually.
Yeah, it is in part in that collection. Dweebs. There's the two DuckTales movie, the two Chip and Dale movies, games, the two Chip and Dale games, Darkwing Duck, and Tailspin.
Anyway, boss
Speaking
battle.
Shall I say it? It's Disney related. Would you mind?
Hold on. We're about to get a
I
dialogue.
think it's because there's going to be dialogue or some. Yeah.
If you defeat me, I'll give you the map and the Viking diary. Ha 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 ha.
Because raisins.
Go ahead, Wibbs.
What? Anyway, I was just gonna say we had the Disney Afternoon programs around here in the UK, but it wasn't actually called Disney Afternoon because we broadcast them in the morning.
Same.
I'm not sure if I want to comment it because my country's networks, when it came to cartoons, especially in the 90s, it was fucked up beyond belief.
It was on like GMTV at weekends.
I think I probably told you already, at least at you, Dweebs, or at least at you, Pedro, but basically, to give you an idea, the basic general rule is that for any long-running TV series, kids mostly never knew about the pilot and the season finale because the programs were structured in a way that the networks broadcasted the TV shows in a way that they were all over the place. So especially if the show didn't have a strict continuity like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So we got episodes completely out of order. And kids didn't know about that up until the internet, pretty much.
Anyway, the way to defeat...
Kids didn't know about a lot of things until...
Anyway, this boss is actually piss easy. As long as you stay in this particular platform where I am right now, his pattern is incredibly easy. All you just wait until he pops up, he's high enough for you to hit him, and just hit him with your bubbles.
Fucking bubbles.
There you go.
Already.
Just keep doing this whenever he gets near to you, because his pattern is slow. It's very easy to dodge, basically.
What happens when you run out of bubbles? Like if you just happen to miss?
Just use another weapon. 'Cause
Plungers.
the plungers have infinite ammo, so you can always rely on those if you run out of the other stuff.
So the next time I go on a trekking adventure or something, I'll bring bubbles and plungers with me.
And
Yes.
corn. Remember the corn, Luis.
The official.
corn.
Well, technically, the official term is bubblegum ammo.
Wait, Sherry, did you say corn or porn?
I actually say...
Corn.
You will lose at the might of my bubbles.
I got it. Throw the porn at the guy, and the guy's so taken aback.
Traumatized. He's so traumatized that his eyes bleed and
Really?
he dies.
See, look at that. He was just walking up and up and down.
He's ran.
Donald
Lovely
gets the
friend.
Viking diary back.
And he waved the white flag, so...
Here's an interesting
Yeah,
thing
they-
by the way. Now that I defeated this boss, the music's still quiet, and you're just here, there's nothing, and you can't even leave. So you're probably wondering, what do you have to do here now? Well, you have to go to the bed and actually use the Viking diary to continue the game. You'd think this would be automatic, but whatever. It's the ancient Viking diary. The diary reveals that the map must be dipped in water. When this is done, the location of the real treasure will appear. And don't ask why the hell doesn't the map disintegrate in the water, because, it's made of ancient paper. It just doesn't, okay? Just roll with it.
Yeah, with modern...
What a kid, Disney.
With modern Invisible Ink, it makes
That's-
sense.
Let's try dipping it in water.
But with ancient documents,
And somehow it works. Let's go to the
Let's
great...
go to the
Oh,
Great
go ahead.
Duck Treasure Island.
Yeah, sure. The island, the final level.
Why
Which
can I
apparently
sit in the sea?
is in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean for some reason.
What?
You'd think an island if you think this island would have been discovered
Is
already,
that the
but
snake from a Jungle Book?
Yeah, they were made kind of like yeah, and also dweebs. It's because the Illuminati don't want the public to know.
Of course.
these leaf platforms, by the way, they immediately start dropping the moment you step on them, so be careful.
Well,
It's
Iron
like in
Man.
that bonus stage of Castle of Illusion, so yeah.
But Tio, how did But Tio, do we know who commanded that thing to happen?
Maybe
Iron Man.
remember the leader of Illuminati, which we know is a cat.
yeah. But the cat needs a second in command, and I figured that out long ago.
Darn.
Also,
It was,
yes, Deji?
I said Iron Man's part of the Illuminati.
Oh no, you wanted to
That's
ask
what we
something
read the
or
comics.
something.
Yeah, it is.
I was gonna say, I figured it out. It's basically Naughty Dog and Level 5 are running the Illuminati.
Why?
It's some.
Is it
It's something because of the basically they've found a common thing between the two companies, so obviously Illuminati.
Of course.
Yeah, they were gonna release Uncharted 4 and Yokai Watch on the same day round here.
The ultimate alliance between Japan and America.
Naughty Dog and Yokai Watch. Sorry, Yokai Watch and Uncharted have 3 syllables each in
Oh
them.
god, statues would act like in Zelda 2 Adventures of Link.
And
Yes.
there's 3 sides on the triangle, so there you go.
Also, I'm guessing that's a bad thing with the statues.
Yeah, well,
I mean.
not necessarily.
Well, the
yes
thing,
and
well, the
no,
problem,
because-
Shiro, is that this game was clearly not made with that kind of combat in mind. In Zelda 2, it's fine because the game was designed around that.
Basically, Zelda 2's combat is very skirmish in a sense that both you and the enemy usually have a shield, and you attack. It depends on. It's kind of like rock paper scissors when you attack. If you attack high, but the enemy puts his shield high, he parries and so on. But in this case, you only have a ranged weapon, so it kind of goes in your not in your favor.
Anyway,
You know what kind of Donald Duck game I'd like to see?
What?
A game where Donald's yelling and his temper are the main weapons.
Well, something similar, Dweebs, happens in I forgot.
well,
the
remember,
name.
Dwiz, if we get 5 chili peppers in this game, we can use his temper tantrum as a weapon.
No, I meant as like every time he does that, like that's a regular weapon, like a gun or
Well,
something.
it's not a regular weapon, Dweebs, but in that game, I forgot for the PlayStation, where it's clearly similar to Crash Bandicoot. It's still an important mechanic, gameplay-wise. There we go. Up.
There we go.
Let's use the magical green plunges to save the day.
Then
Okay,
remember, ancient
and now,
Viking plunge.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Leap of Faith section.
Oh, joy.
I thought we ended up in Aladdin.
The platforms in this particular section are invisible up until you get really close to them. So basically, what I recommend doing here, just so you don't have to constantly, jump blindly, do what I'm doing, where jump forward, but then still close enough so that you can still steer yourself back to the platform you just jumped from, so you can at least see if you can at least see where the platform is. Like,
It's like it's similar to, I think it's Road to Nowhere
It's
in the
like
first Crash.
Dimp's design made by an asshole.
yes.
An even bigger arsehole.
You know,
Yeah.
for a second, I thought these were disappearing, reappearing.
Platform.
blocks like Mega Man.
Hello, thank you.
No, what they were saying is that it reminds me more of that bridge level in the first Crash, where I think it's when you go back, you backtrack
By the way,
behind, and
Okay.
the axis on the bridge actually forms as you jump and move along.
One thing I haven't
Oh,
mentioned,
yeah.
by the way, yet, is I actually really like the soundtrack. It's made by the same composer who did Castle of Illusion.
Wait, that reminds me. Did you guys?
Hold on,
hear about
Deji. Hold on. And we're about to get the final boss. And this is actually my favorite music track in the game.
Magic of the Spell?
No,
Surprisingly, no.
The
It's
guard-
this guy. in
it's the
armor.
guardian of the treasure.
Which
Oh, yeah.
and also, Pedro, have you seen what's on his chest?
What?
As long as he moves his arm.
Hold on. Let me.
Long.
Oh yeah.
There you go. It's the fleur de lis.
So it's so. Well, okay. So basically, this is actually a French colony or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Of course.
We're in France all of a sudden.
So
I actually really like this final boss theme. It's really fun.
Wait, so you went from getting a Viking journal to fighting a French knight?
Anyway, this boss is actually invincible while he's touching his sword. So you have to wait until he throws his sword. You also have to dodge the debris that comes.
Fall in the breeze, yeah.
And use all your corn on him in the moment you can, when you can.
That seems corny, don't you think?
Also, all that sprite flickering.
Actually, Teo, that's supposed to mean that he's invincible right now.
No, I know, but he does that a lot.
That pun was corny, Deji.
See where you go to the corner too.
I'm turning into a corn dog.
God. Let's just say Rodney Dangerfield had better comedic timing than all of us and move on.
You think that's bad, Pedro? In my country, no one knew about him, so all the references were pretty much lost.
Alright.
It's almost his time just swinging his sword around instead of fighting us.
Well, that's kind of his fighting technique.
No, I mean he just flings it around like that.
He's not very good at this.
Well,
it's like-
he was also
Hold on,
very...
this ending. You're about to have lines.
Sorry.
Finally, someone who is worthy of the treasure. So what is the
Because-
great? So what is the great dark treasure?
It's like how that Indiana Jones sword fight would have gone if Harrison Ford hadn't gotten sick.
Hello there.
Oh my gosh, it is just a plain stone figurine of a duck princess.
Wah wah wah.
Sorry, Donald.
Understand why people expect riches.
Donald, it's nice to see you.
A treasure never means an actual treasure.
So where's my present, Donald? Oh yeah, that's right. We promised her a present.
This is it. The great duck treasure of King Garuzia.
This is my present. Is that all? But hold on, guys. Plot twist. There was actually a jewel necklace inside it. A golden jewel necklace.
Oh.
Thank you, Donald. So now let's fly in our plane to celebrate.
Hooray!
Better girlfriend.
You know, I'm sorry, but that thing on the side of the plane, I know it's meant to be the logo, but it looks like Donald's trapped in there.
Alright, so that was Quackshot. Teo, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a nice game, honestly. I mean, it has a completely different structure of Castle of Illusion, but in a good way, in a sense that it's more open. You still need to track things in a certain order, obviously, but it's much more open. It has a bit more to it, clearly. And
Hey look, music composed by Kamiya Studio. Apparently Kamiya was the composer for this game.
And it was structured, the levels were constructed in a much instead of just cramming it with enemies, they were a bit longer and give you also a bit more platform challenges. And of course, as we pointed out, some things straight out of some other games like Mega Man. But yeah, overall, I really liked it. I mean, again, the story doesn't need it to be Shakespearean, so didn't the one of Castle of Illusion. So it's fine as for a Disney game and for passing a good time.
Alright. Tez, what do you think of the game?
More like crap shot, I can't really get it.
You're a quack, you know that?
Yeah, this actually looks pretty. This actually looks alright.
Alright. Shiroi, what do you think?
That seems fun. I do like platformers, as you know, so yeah, I like this. Sorry, it's not too much to say because it's
Alright,
short.
Deji, what do you think?
It's fun.
It looks like a good game, and I can see why people do like it.
Alright, very
Do you think
succinct.
you'll ever get it? Wait, it's made by Sega, right?
Yeah, it was made by Sega. But specifically the same team that made Castle of Illusion.
So you think that they'll probably make a Quackshot remastered in the vein of Castle of Illusion?
Well, we did get a remake of Castle of Illusion, so who knows?
Dej and Pedro, I'm sorry to burst your bubbles. The team who made it wanted to make for next a remake of World of Illusion, but
Well,
Sega
yeah, I
closed
know.
the studio.
Well, I know
Yeah,
that.
but Sega recently bought back the license. That's why the game's back on Steam.
Well,
I know, but
well-
if we eventually get a remake, it must be probably for a different team.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
of
we'll
course.
see.
Well, of course. I'm just saying that the fact that the Sega Studios of Australia closed down, that doesn't necessarily mean we can ever get a remake of Quackshot. The problem is that the problem is that Quackshot didn't sell as much as Castle of Illusion, and by extension, World of Illusion. So obviously, it's much harder. But well, we'll see. As for me, yeah, I still have a soft spot for this one because I grew up with it. And I think it's really fun. It has its small little problems here and there, but it's still a very solid game. It's very technically sound. The music is great. The graphics are great. So it's a really fun game. It's short, but it's the good kind of short. It's short and sweet. All right, that was Quackshot, everybody. See you for I guess Castle of Illusion, since we haven't done that yet. All right, see you then.
Yep.
See ya.
Yeah.